Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 863rd day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Russia has lost approximately 549,840 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war. The number, which has not been independently verified, includes 1,260 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 11 tanks, 18 armored combat vehicles, 66 artillery systems, 58 drones, 9 cruise missiles, 76 vehicles, and 6 pieces of special equipment. The Russians launched 119 combat clashes and carried out 47 airstrikes, including 63 anti-aircraft missiles on the territory of Ukraine. They also used 422 kamikaze drones and carried out 2,797 attacks on the positions of Ukrainian troops and settlements using various types of weapons. In its latest intelligence update, the UK's Ministry of Defence reports Russian authorities are tightening their grip on information access within the country. They removed several VPN apps from app stores and demanded telecom operators stop VoIP services, both likely to restrict access to independent media and improve government surveillance. This follows a long-standing trend that accelerated after the Ukraine invasion, with the aim of controlling the information environment and limiting what Russians can see. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War. Russian President Vladimir Putin used a meeting with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban on July 5 to oppose a negotiated ceasefire altogether and expressed his commitment to pursuing a final end to the war that would achieve his goal of destroying Ukrainian statehood. Putin is demanding both the surrender of a significant portion of Ukraine's territory and people to Russian occupation and Ukrainian military capitulation in advance of any negotiations on an end state to the war. Ukrainian counter-offensive operations that liberate operationally significant territory remain the soundest course of action for degrading Putin's confidence in and commitment to his desired end state for his war of aggression against Ukraine. Putin's rejection of any ceasefire agreement contradicts the Kremlin's previous effort to place the onus for negotiations on the West and Ukraine. Putin attempted to portray Orban as an EU representative who can speak on the EU's behalf, a claim that EU officials explicitly denied. Recent Russian domestic polls suggest that Kremlin information operations are influencing domestic Russian support of the war in Ukraine. These Russian polls indicate that Russians who criticize the conduct of the war in Ukraine still support the war due to patriotism and disenfranchisement. Many of Russia's non-opponents to the war have criticisms that parallel those of Russian ultranationalist mill bloggers, yet they lack the ultranationalists' close attention to the war and desire for political change in support of Russian war aims. Ukrainian forces conducted successful drone and missile strikes against targets in Tambov and Rostov oblasts and Krasnodar Krai on July 4 and 5. Russian Ministry of Defense officials continue to portray themselves as providing adequate medical care and other support for Russian soldiers who fought in Ukraine amid ongoing criticisms that the Russian military command sends injured soldiers to fight on the front line. Russian forces recently advanced near Vovchansk, Toretsk, and Donetsk city. In Zelensky's daily video he spoke about 3 areas. Firstly, air defense strengthening. Ukraine has begun the process of doubling its air defense capabilities, with Germany already providing a Patriot system and the United States committing additional support. Secondly, judicial and local authority developments. 248 new judges have been sworn in, and Ukraine held a Congress of local and regional authorities to address support measures for people and businesses facing electricity shortages. Lastly, energy crisis management. The Ukrainian government is implementing legislative amendments, new loan programs, and is negotiating with European partners to increase electricity imports and reconstruct energy facilities, ensuring accountability among government officials for these initiatives. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.